blah. Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov, what it do? The outlet to reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama or maybe hide from your baby mama. Just kidding. But anyways, fam, thank you for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching. And today we have a very special guest, one of my good friends from a while back. She's not only a singer, she is a wonderful dancer, and I gotta say, a personal trainer, educator, everything you need for a wife. She got everything. You know what I'm saying? Give it up for Clarybelle. What's up, girl? How you doing?
What's up? What's up, David? We go way back.
Hey.
What's up, man? That was a big intro, but thanks. I mean, every day's a new day, right? To learn, to keep growing. But for sure, I'm in. So let's see. What did you say? You said I was a singer. Yeah, so I do sing more in the shower now. I don't sing as much as I used to.
What happened?
Man, life, man. But no, I mean, it's still, it's still part of me. It's still, one of the talents that I have. But let's see, dancing as well. I love to dance. And you're my like favorite partner to dance with, man. Like we go way back with that.
I love it. I love it. I'm gonna share a little quick story about us, and we'll get to dance a little bit.
Okay, okay.
So while back, I would say back in 2014, your you're actually your grandma. She was making food like a big barbecue at your place, and I've never been for a barbecue, so I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna come through." I came with my cousin Jimmy. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So we took the pink line together, and I'm gonna be honest, my first time taking the pink line, so we didn't know where to go. We had a little piece of paper trying to figure out how to get to Clarybelle's house because
Oh my
usually,
gosh.
right, and it's
This is
far.
at my house. This is in Cicero?
Yeah, in Cicero.
Oh my goodness.
So it was a far. So we literally took us 2 hours to get there, but we were the first ones to arrive. That's the funny part. You know what I'm saying?
Latinos, we be late, man.
Right. So we
You
get.
say a time, we come a little later, a little later.
That's true. That's true. So we get there, we're hungry and we're like, damn, we're extra early. You know what I'm saying? And so I see your mom, and it's funny because your mom had like a live band performing just in
Oh,
between.
that's right. That's right.
And this is right when she was still single, and her husband now was playing the drum or the conga. Pa, 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 pa.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Michael.
Michael, and I could tell there was an attraction going on. Like he was looking at Maribel like love, or I don't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? It could be lust, but it was love. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But it was so dope because your grandma actually is one of like the sweetest people I've ever met.
She really
And
is.
right?
She really is.
And she made rice like this pot, like big. Like I'm talking about big guys. I'm not talking about little one, big. It was so much food that we still had leftovers. That's how much we talking.
It was a lot of food. Yeah, she cooks a lot. Her thing is better to have more than to have less.
Ooh, oh, look at that. Oh, snap your fingers, spoken word right there. Oh, did I forget to tell y'all she does spoken word?
My God.
Oh man. But girl, tell me any memory that you could remember like us growing up, like any stories. Cause I know you
One
got
of our
tons.
one of my favorite memories with you, number one would always be the dancing, right? Anytime that there was music, you and I were always on the dance floor, like no doubt. But one of my favorite memories that we have is doing a show together for so long. We did take one pass it back. We did that for so long, and that for me will ever be in my heart, something that I always cherish. That you and I got to be, we were best friends, and then we got to be best friends like in the show, which was cool. So I mean, that's what I remember, mostly about us. And you played piano, right?
I do.
You do, right?
Yeah.
Do the people not know this?
Nobody knows this. You know what I'm saying?
Now they do. And I remember we connected with that.
Yeah.
I remember you came to church with us one time and we started talking about um, music, and then you talked about piano. But see, that's what I love about people like in the arts and stuff. When we connect, we connect. You know, like it'll be one thing and you're like, no, that's my homie. Like we connect on that, and you're like, I'm gonna teach you, which you never did. Which you never did.
Sorry, girl. I got a lot of clientele. You know what I'm saying?
I see. I see, but I remember we connected a lot on music, and like dreams, you know, like being able to accomplish things that we wanted to. So those are probably like the most great memories I have with you.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. And for those
Thank
who don't
you.
know, no, for real. No, for those who don't know, take one, pass it back. Hands down, one of the best shows that ever came out, 2014. I'ma still fight for it. So for those who don't know, and my fans out there too, it's the first YouTube sitcom to have a diverse cast in
Wow.
Chicago ever.
I didn't
And
even know that.
you know what I'm saying?
I
And
didn't
the,
know that.
and with the same people on every season. We did
Oh, that's
45,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
How many years? How many years?
7 years, girl, in the making. Because look, 2014, 2015,
That was a lot.
a long time. And here's the crazy part. You ready for this?
What?
We all like we may had some problems within the group, which happens,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
the director, trying to tell us where to go. But
Right, right.
at the end of the day, we had our ups and downs, but we came together as a family at the end of the day, right?
At the end of the day. But
Right?
like, what group doesn't have like their bochinche? You know, like that's just a normal thing. But at the end of the day, we were always down for each other. We respected each other, and we did what we had to do,
Exactly,
which was
exactly.
important.
And and one thing I gotta say, y'all,
No, what are you gonna say? I'm scared.
we had a lot of views, right? Every time Claudia Bell came on. When her scene
Oh
came
my
out,
god!
she was the only pretty one in the building. So
Shut
no
up.
lie, error, all the dudes were clicking play, play. You know what I'm saying?
You're annoying. No, it's what. That's good. That's good. Thank you for the compliment.
Of course. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for sure. Like honestly, I gotta say, I think it really took out a lot of us like to test our acting
Our
skills.
acting skills, yeah. Our teamwork,
Yeah,
hey. The scheduling, like we had to be there at a certain time. Like this was us as artists. This was like a freelance thing for us. Like we were really like putting our all out there. Our time, our schedule, our sleep, our eating. Like this was like, we said yeah, and we're doing it. And it was a long time, but we did it, right?
yeah, yeah.
And it was hilarious. It was so much fun.
Oh man. And
We
you know
need a
what's
reunion again.
oh yeah, we have to. Like what people don't know is I told Claire about she was the first person I had to tell. So
You
what were you saying? What were you saying?
were the first person to tell me about the show.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, fans out there, this is a big news. Big news.
Big news.
Season 3 is finally coming
Oh my
out.
God, I cannot believe it.
I can't
Ya
stop.
era hora, ya era hora. Dios mío.
I can't help it. I couldn't help it. It took us 2 years to finally put it together. We have footages that we never touched. And we're like, nah, we're done. No, I had to bring it back from the dead and bring it back.
Back from the dead.
You know what I'm saying? The best
Uh-uh.
part, we look so fresh. I ain't gonna lie, we look fresh.
We look different. We look young too, right?
A little bit. I mean, I think all of us. I'm gonna be honest. I look real fat in that video. You gonna see I look big. Like damn. Like I'm still fat, but damn. Like I look
For
kind of.
real?
Yeah. I mean, right now I look fresh because I haven't ate dinner yet, so my
Oh
stomach is
man.
extra skinny. But once I eat, I blow up. I look like I feel like I get bloated. But here's the crazy thing.
Mhm.
Everything that you want from the show now is there. So everybody's wanting to know
What
what is
happened?
Claire thinking. Yeah, is Claire trying to like? Is she trying to finesse Yaakov, or
Man,
is
I don't
that's
even remember season three. I don't even remember recording season three. What happened? Did I confess my love to you?
so? I'm gonna share a little
No,
sneak.
don't share it all, man, porque luego no van a ver.
That's true. People ain't gonna
Do a
watch.
little bit, just a little
Okay.
bit. Remind me, refresh my memory.
All right, so we're finally graduating. That's a big thing. Everybody's finally graduating, which happens in real life. We all graduated.
We did, right.
And it's so dope because in this last season, you see more romance. You see a lot of drama.
We didn't
Okay.
get enough of that.
We ain't get enough. We brought it to another volume, you know what I'm saying? We brought it out. We got everything we needed that people wanted. And honestly, the biggest thing in this show has more scenes of you, Clarybelle, and me and Kush. We're the only
Like our
three.
connections.
Yeah, we're mostly in the entire season, like more scenes than ever. Like you actually see yourself cry. I thought that was like, man.
Wait, what? I am so. Yoni said what we did at the end. It's been a long time. How long ago was this? So, okay, 7 years in the making, but
Yeah.
how long ago was this?
So that's the thing. This actually took place. It had to be like around
It's been a long time,
a long
David.
time. It's been a minute. I'm gonna be real. I
Yeah.
can't give you the exact date, but it's been a minute. But the crazy thing is, to be real,
Yeah.
when I saw you cry in the scene, I can't tell you why or how. You cry in the scene, but so compasión, with passion.
Compasión como las novelas.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Romantic. You know what I'm saying? It was so good that I started crying when I saw your
You
scene.
felt it?
Yeah. I was like, yo, Clarybelle got power. She made me cry. You know what I'm saying?
Did I receive it? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I can feel it. There's scenes where you're gonna see where people get angry, and it's just so real and authentic. And you'll see there's some improv in it, but honestly, this for me is the best season that ever came out, hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down, the
I'm
best.
excited to see it. I cannot freaking wait. When is it coming out? Do we have a date? Do we have a date? Drum roll, please.
You know what I'm saying? So, for those ready for this, it's finally going to be released by the end of January. I have the date. It's like, I think January 24th on the Friday.
Ooh, my goodness.
5 p.m. is going to come out. I already submitted. So, it's going to come out every Friday, a new video, new video, new video.
What?
Yeah. And this is it. Like, once we finish, the last season is called Closing the Book. That's the name of it. Because we're finally closing the chapter. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my life. That's kidding.
Dang.
Yeah, so it's gonna be dope, girl. I think it's gonna be big. For me personally, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
real. I
Yeah.
already have someone who's a big time graphic designer. She's really
Ooh.
really big. She's one of my
Mhm.
you could say good friends, mentors. Lisette, that's her name, and she is making our flyer. So
For that, to
for
promote that,
that, yeah,
it's gonna be
and
great.
for her to do flyers, I ain't gonna lie, she charges like $1,000 for each flyer
So
because
wow, I'm excited.
she's legit. So she's gonna put it together. Once I have it, I'm gonna share it on IG story. I'm gonna
Right,
share
we
it to
gotta share
you.
it. Mm-hmm.
Right, girl. We gotta tell everybody. And honestly, you know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Because we left people with what happened.
Yeah,
Like we didn't get to finish it. We didn't. There was no closure,
yeah,
and so now everyone can get their closure. So
exactly.
I like how a lot of my friends they related to our show, Take One, Pass It Back, to that '70s show. A lot of my friends that saw it were like, that the show reminds me. I mean, you guys don't all get high, but the show reminds me only Kush, right? But
Yeah.
he was like, that show reminds me of. I had some friends tell me that show reminds me of that '70s show, like it was like everybody's character. which I thought
Yeah.
was really cool. And I don't know if we did that. If Victor, if the writer, he was the writer and the director, right?
Yeah.
If he did that purposely, was that? Do you know that? Did you know if that was purposely or?
Yeah, so I wrote some of the episodes a
Mhm.
little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but like for sure, we did think when we thought about this show
Ask,
to
yeah.
have kind of like the 70 show vibe.
Interesting.
So you did, your
I'm
friends
sure
did hit the
we talked about
point.
that. Yeah, I'm sure we talked about that. Um, but that's cool.
Yeah, so we're making moves. I'm telling you, we're gonna make moves. But honestly, hands down, like real talk, Clarybelle, aside from the show,
Yeah,
I
let's talk.
gotta be honest, my fans have to know this. When I was in college, and this is when you were single too. By the way, for those who don't know, she's married, she has a kid, a beautiful mom, beautiful wife. She's never changed, so that's amazing.
I appreciate you.
But when I was young, like extra young, I was like 23, 22. When I was dating, I always call Clarybelle at night. I'm like, girl, I gotta tell you what's going on, girl. What do you think? I did the right thing, I did wrong, you know what I'm saying?
Tell me about the little relationships, the beef.
Yeah, so I would tell her everything, and I love one thing I like about Clarybelle is that she is very, she's a good listener, and she would be real with me. She's like, "Look, David, I'm gonna always take your side, and I don't think you did nothing wrong. I'll always, and I love that, and I need that person in my life, and I feel like I'll never forget that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we were close. You feel me? And then when you start dating Ruben, my boy, I know he's in the background, probably watching television.
Oh, he's playing. He's playing.
Oh, he's playing.
Yeah, he
I,
has to practice.
oh snap! Oh snap! I know. We had discussion. You're like, hey, what you think about Ruben? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to date him. He used to pick her up after rehearsal when we had to take one pass it back with his nice little whip, you know what I'm saying? Got that Chrysler 300, you know what I'm saying?
You remember his car? Oh,
Yeah.
that was his old car. He
Right.
he upgraded.
Oh, what he got now, girl? What he got? What you
He got a
talking?
BMW, but I mean, it's not. It's okay. It needs some work now. I'm
Oh,
putting the business out there. It needs a little work,
see
but
what?
yeah.
Oh man, that's too funny. No, that's what's up, girl. And tell us a little bit about you, girl, because now, how is it now being married and now having a child? Like it must be a big transition
Oh
in your
yeah.
life.
As an artist too, you know. Right now, so you did mention about I'm a personal trainer, so I'm a fitness instructor. I teach fitness for group fitness. I teach boot camp, so it's a little intense. And I love it. That's my therapy. That's my escape. Right now with the acting, it's on hold only because I had a daughter 6 months ago. And so if people don't know this, like the actor's life is 24/7. I mean, you got to read script during the day and then you have rehearsals at night. You got to memorize your lines and you have rehearsals can last what, like 6 to 11 o'clock at night. So right now, I just had made the decision I was going to put my health, my daughter, my family first, and then when she's a little older and she goes to school, then I would, continue my career here as an artist, meaning like, doing more short films, getting on a new agency and things like that. But for the meantime, I'm a fitness instructor. I run a women's group. So all that I do is within community, within connection, within empowering women and Latinos and helping our Black and Brown communities. So that's mainly my mission right now. And I hope my mission forever. I believe that's my purpose, right? So, but as far as motherhood, it's hard to balance. Being trying to stick to what you want to do, right, and do what you want to do, but then you have mom duties and wife duties. Not that it's not possible, it's possible. It's just things have to change. Like I used to be a person that was not a morning person, but now I have to be a morning person. Like I have to get up, tengo que eat my breakfast, and I have to have my vitamins, and I have to work out early so that I can give my 100% to my daughter and to my husband. So now things have changed where like my routine of life has changed. And like hanging out, like I love to hang out. I love to hang out. I love to go out. I love to be with my friends. But that has changed. Like I had to put things in priorities. Not that I neglect myself because I put myself first as well as I put my family first. But things just now have to be shifted, like things have to be in different focuses. And I mean, it's a blessing. It's hard. It's not easy. It's possible if number one, you have a support system, you know, and my family, my mom, they're a huge support. So if anytime I need anything from them, they're there 100%. So yeah, I mean, mom life is hard, but it's beautiful, and it's just an adjust. You just have to adjust, right? You have to say, okay, I got to do it this way, and this is how I'm going to do it. And everybody's different. Everybody's story looks different, But yeah, that's me.
I I love it. And can I say, now that you have a child, do you feel like it gives you more of a purpose? Anything you do, like, does it?
Oh yeah, like now, not everything that I do, I'm like, okay, this is for her, or what I say, how I think, like for sure. I think any parent feels that every step that they make in life, they have someone with them. They have someone to take with them. They have someone that's looking at them. They have someone that needs them. So for sure, everything that I do right now in my life is 100% based on my children. So and her being my first, so her.
And are you guys trying to have another kid?
Oh my God, that question. Shh.
I'm sorry. I'm
Listen,
sorry.
like I said, right now she's 6 months. Right now, I'm fine with her right now. Si Dios quiere, el dicho, if God allows it, if God, then that will come. But right now, I think we're good with her until otherwise, until something happens.
Oh man, no, it's good. It's good, girl. I think it's good. Take your time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You do look more happier. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like when the last time I saw you,
So
when
nice
you,
to say that.
yeah, you just look different now. Like there's something shining. I don't know, maybe it's the lighting, but it's you know what I'm saying?
Better lighting than me, man.
No, no, but for real, girl, you definitely look more happier. I think when you were married, you were just adjusting. Like it was kind of
Hard,
different. It was hard a little bit. I remember.
mm-hmm.
But now, like talking to you now, like now you have a child, I feel like it made you more like stronger. Like now, like no, for real, you look more happier. I'm gonna be honest. I think you needed that.
You're probably right. Man, that wasn't so nice for you to say that. Um, wow. I mean, yeah, I do feel like a different person. You know what, too, man? I think, when we're young and we're dating and we're out, doing our thing, like I was in a lot of like broken relationships. I used to go out a lot. Like I used to just be lost, you know? And then you're constantly like looking, I guess when you're young, you're constantly looking like, what am I supposed to do? Like, why am I here? What should I be doing? Like, I've always knew that I want to make an impact and I wanted to be successful, but I just didn't quite know like how to navigate that, or like what I needed to do. And anybody that's watching this, all to say is like, I mean, first you have to put yourself first, and then those good things starts to come, right? And everything happens like in the mind. Si cambias acá arriba, like you start changing your mindset, then the doors start opening for you. Like if you believe that you're meant for love, you believe that you're meant for relationship, you believe that you can change, if you believe these things, then these things will come to you. And so I think that's kind of in my journey, like just with myself, my self love journey is like I've always been like battling, like just relationships. That because I love love, like, and I love to be in love, and I love that. So I knew that was something that I wanted, but I was definitely not okay, and I attracted the wrong things. And I think that affects you. How you've been to heartbreak, you've been through stuff like that, betrayal and lies, and any type of relationship, not even like a romance, but more like, with family and friends. And like, if you're not, good with yourself, and you don't believe that you deserve or you're worth for more, pues las cosas te van a salir mal. Like, the things are gonna come out bad if you don't believe that. But if you believe, this is me, I need to work on this, or, I deserve love, like, I deserve to be respected this way, these are my boundaries, and you respect that about yourself, those things will open up for you. Like, I guarantee life will be much easier. And I think that's really what I mean, you see that now of me, and I think it's because I created more boundaries for myself. I've said no to a lot of people and things that didn't serve me, I mean, I'm being real. And I decided to say yes to love, and I got married young, and he was like, man, whatever you want, let's do it together, let's build an empire together. And we've stuck it out. We're 5 years now, and we have our 6-month-old daughter. And so I really just decided to put myself first, and set my boundaries. And life it's not perfect, but life is going right. So yeah.
Can I ask you something now, a little bit about boundaries, right? Because that's a big one that everybody be trying to figure out. Now, a
That's
big
hard too, man. It's not easy.
right. So a big one is one of the biggest rules that I learned from our profession. I still do it to this day. Is if I have somebody, right, who's serious, we're together, we're dating, or we live together, I make a rule that after 8 o'clock, I'm not answering the phone.
Good. That's a good boundary, man.
No, for real. This is me and you time.
This is
Anybody else could wait. Because think about it. I'm gonna be real. You're married, right? And let's say a dude who's your friend calls you 2 in the morning. And it's too personal, right? He might be going through something like Yaakov,
right.
but
Of
it don't look right in the eyes of your husband,
course not.
right? Imagine me, I got my wife, she's in bed, and I wake up and I'm like in the couch. So what happened, girl? It don't look right. Why does that girl or guy or whoever have to call me at 2 in the morning to tell me that, right?
Yeah, no, that's not good.
It doesn't look good. And second, there's a time and place.
Time and place, very important.
You see what I'm saying? So that's one thing I have. I don't know what's your boundaries that you guys have that you guys stick to. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, you're touching on a big topic right now. Okay, so my husband's a realtor slash musician. So, and actually going back to I sing. So I used to sing in a Cuban band for about 5 years, which is how I met my husband. He's a trumpet player. And I used to sing in the band, we used to sing like Azúcar, da, 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 like three beautiful Latina women, and we used to sing all around Chicago restaurants. So that's where David was talking about the singing. And that's where I met my husband. So one, he's a musician. He got little groupies. Like I have, so the boundary on that is you don't entertain that. You could be nice, but you don't have to entertain it, right? And another thing is he's a realtor, so that's clients all day on the phone, all types of people, men, women, whatever. So he can be talking all day on the phone. He can start from 7 in the morning till midnight. Like, people could be calling him. So the boundary is it cuts off at 9. Like, it's done. Like, money can wait. Okay.
Oh.
This is me and you time. 9 o'clock, ya se acabó todo. Put the phone down. They can send you emails. They can send you a text. You respond when you're open business tomorrow at 7. So and it's a boundary, and he respects that. And so that's how we go along with that. Is 9 o'clock, it cuts. Now his boundary with me would be, because he knows I have a lot of friends. Like, I'm in, I'm I'm in the fitness world. I have a lot of artist friends. You being one of them. A lot of close guy friends that, like, you guys are my homies. Like, and he knows that, and he respect that. Before it was different. He was like, I don't know, like, is there something going on with y'all? In the beginning, he would question a lot of my guy friends, and then he realized, nah, like those are her homies, and then you guys, build a relationship with him, and so his boundary would be that, like, I cannot entertain a 2 o'clock in the morning call with Yaakov, or one of my other good friends, Josh. Like, I cannot just be on the phone with them. But he's okay, like, you guys can hang out, whatever, but I mean, there's a limit to things. So, like, that texting all the time or on the phone, like, let's be real, sometimes, if we leave these doors open, anything can happen. Right? This is with anybody. Like, I've heard stories like, oh, I thought that was his friend, and then I estaban, sending photos or something. Like, this is real life stuff, and I don't want to be part of it, and I know he doesn't, and nobody wants that drama. Like, you know what I mean?
And I'm gonna test you a really hard question. Everybody's been asking. These are hard questions, but I have to ask you because I just had to. It's
Who's everybody?
my fans, my fans. You know what I'm saying? La familia. Let's get, but la chisme. But the gossip. But the big one I want to ask you, and this is a very good, tricky question. If Are you okay if your husband got invited to a house and it's just a girl who came like for dinner? Like, they've been friends for a minute, right? The husband happened to be running late. I don't know where he went. He probably went to go get more groceries.
Okay.
And he's there. Would you feel a little bit, I guess, disappointed? Or you
Yeah.
may not care? What's your thoughts?
What are you trying to do, man? Sorry, you trying to what you trying to do, man?
These are real scenarios because they happened to me, so I want to share.
For real?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you after you tell me yours.
Okay, the intention. If the intention was him coming over because there was going to be a couple there.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, he gets there and it's only the female.
her. Yeah,
Well, I mean, here's what I've learned in life. I can't control everything, right? And one thing is, I'm not going to be able to control my husband ever. That's just not going to happen. And I'm a very confident woman, and I say that like this with my head up. Like, el que quiera hacer lo que quiera, do it. If you want to do it, do it. That's up to you. But know that I'm taken care of by God, and He will tell me, He will let me know, and then it's done. I don't like to sweat things like that, but I will say, if the intention was he was gonna get there and there was gonna be a couple there, and then it wasn't, and it was him and the wife, well, then it was just him and the wife. Now, as a woman and as a confident woman, I have to trust that my husband is gonna be there and be respectful to his marriage, be respectful to me. Now, if things se pasaron, if you're saying, like, now is this a real scenario that like this happened to somebody, or
well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I like what you said. I like what you said.
the intention was he was supposed to go, llegó, whatever happened there, el esposo no estaba ahí, then he wasn't there. But I know that my husband didn't lie to me. Okay, he went with a couple to dinner. He didn't lie to me.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. After what happens after is would probably be the issue. What's going, like, okay, now what, right?
Technically, he has two options. The big two options is one, okay, the husband's not here, and you're like, what the heck? Like, I got, like, what happened to him? And she's like, oh, he's running late. Ya pasó una hora, 2 hours, right? He's like, well, we might have to reschedule. And my wife, she gonna be with us next time because looks like there's a lot of miscommunication. Maybe this not scheduled right, but don't worry about it. I'll eat next time. Don't worry.
Uh-oh.
First option you have, you can either walk away and just say we're gonna reschedule, but my wife, she gonna happily be there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Number two, like you said, he was there. I guess the husband was running late. she already made the food, right? He's eating it, right? But I wouldn't, like you said, I wouldn't entertain it so much. I'm probably be like, we'll eat for a little bit. I let my wife know too. I said, "Hey, honey, I'm gonna be real with you.
Good job. That's a good one.
Right?
Communication. You need to communicate. Yeah.
There you go. Cause I gotta let my wife. If I need backup, my wife gotta come. You know what I'm saying? She gonna pull over, and she go, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a true story. But
My God.
you know what I'm saying? Because one thing I like about Jewish people, a lot of people don't know this. Jewish people have this thing, and I think it's one of the best boundaries, rules they have. You're gonna love this. If there's a man going into a situation like that, a dinner, the door always has to be open, the front door at all times. So the neighbors, anybody can see what's going on.
Interesting.
And you gotta move those curtains because anybody, if you cover those curtains, everybody goes, you know what I'm saying? You can hide what you're doing.
Yeah.
I love that. And they make sure, even if it's I'm gonna put another scenario, even if it's a car ride, they don't want to have the opposite sex together if you're married
Yeah.
too long together, because temptation's real, especially for guys. And
Yeah.
I really like that. I feel like they have really good boundaries. And you don't really hear that growing up in Latino family. We don't really have that like that.
Not at all.
So I like that. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of it has that old school vibe, and it's like you're gonna be real with of course your partner, but
Right.
I like that. Like we can't be alone. There has to be somebody there. And another thing they like that they follow a lot, the Orthodox community, is you don't want a gossip to spread because you two were alone. Imaginas you're
Yeah.
married and the other person married and you're alone in
Yeah.
the same room.
That's not a good look anywhere.
Exactly.
Jewish or
So
not, like that's not gonna happen.
so what they do, and I agree with you, what they do is they'll have like they'll meet up shop where it's public. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, you know what I'm saying? It's better to be where there's people than when there's nobody, because anything can happen closed doors. I'm just being real.
Hmm.
So I like that. I think that's going back to boundaries. You gotta have boundaries. Um, and I think like for me, for example, right? I ain't married yet, but I'm eventually gonna get married. I know it's sad, fans. Y'all gonna see me with somebody, but for me, a lot of people think that I'm dating somebody, but I'm not actually. I'm just,
Not because I be seeing some girls.
but you know what I'm saying. But let me tell you something about that, because I've been accused and abused. That's kidding, but I've been whipped. That's kidding.
Shut up.
But
No, talk to me. What's up? So you're dating? You're not dating?
okay, so I'm gonna be honest. It's been a month. I haven't been dating. Real talk. But I feel like I'm just too busy. But at the same time, I'm a little picky because
Ooh, you're picky.
I have to. What I've been on a date, beautiful woman. I'm not lying. Man, she had everything I wanted for breakfast. She was beautiful. I was like, damn, my jaw dropped. I had to get
You met her in Vegas?
I met her in Vegas.
Okay.
And I was like, man, she's real beautiful. I like her personality. I like that she's a fighter. I need a fighter.
Yeah.
The moment she told me she had no job, this day turn off right there, right away. I was like,
oh man, she's the first sugar daddy.
I was like, girl, and she tried to blame me on the pandemic.
Hi, David. What is
Now,
what what's the pandemic? Come on, you know how many people lost their jobs? Nah, man. I'm with home girl because now you coming for her.
all right, but I'm gonna be real with y'all.
Where does she work? Did you look it up? Like, if you liked her, did you like her at least? Because you could have investigated those things, no?
Yeah, I liked. I mean, she was great, but the thing is, she was. I'm gonna be real. She was a stripper.
Oh, and that's not.
I
But
mean,
that's
look,
oh, she got like laid off being a stripper.
being a stripper,
Oh my gosh.
and I was like I was kind.
She could get a job.
Well, yeah, that's my thing. You had all this time, girl. You making about 30,000 a year, 30,000 a week, maybe 15,000. And you telling me you ain't got no job right now? And you are 24, 25. I think she was like 24. Um, and I was like, come on, girl, you gotta get some money. And for me, don't get me wrong. The thing is,
Was the
uh,
real problem? Was the real problem was because she was a stripper or because of the job?
I think for me personally, is because she don't have a job. That's a big turn off. Yeah, because I know people that are here in Vegas, especially. I meet so many strippers. It's just crazy. Like I lose count. Like almost every block, I meet somebody who happens to be a dancer, stripper. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do feel like people that left the stripper world and they did something different, which happens. You get bored of the same job, you move to something else.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing because it shows that you evolved, right?
Uh-huh.
Look at Cardi B. Cardi B started as a stripper to get some money, and she became this big time rapper, right? Which is really different, and it's in the entertainment world, but it's just another level.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She got a family
Yeah,
now,
different.
so you gotta. It's okay. We all come from a bad lifestyle at one point. Where I'm not saying stripper is a bad lifestyle, but we all started somewhere and we finally progress in life
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and build our dream, right? Whatever it is. So for me, it wasn't so much like I don't like to judge people on their job career. I don't think you should judge someone like that because at the end of the day, God loves everybody. He don't judge. But I do feel like for me, in order to be valuable and fit my criteria as my Mrs. Wife or Mrs. Boo with the flu, you definitely gotta have a job. Here's my four big things. You ready? You gotta be family orientated. If you're not really big with your family or close, I can't I can't try to fix that. I'm not gonna be that person that you trying to fall for just so you're hoping I could, fix that either daddy issue, whatever it is. I can't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I need a, like you said, support system. You got to have that strong foundation.
Right.
That's first. Number two,
Hmm.
you got to be my ride or die. If I come home
Okay.
drunk,
Talk about the ride or die.
okay, when
How many times are we dying? I mean, what?
look, what I meant, it's a slang.
Guys, they be wanting these ride or dies, but sometimes they don't be ride and dying either. Like they don't be pulling it their side either, though.
I
Listen,
agree.
so let me see. Okay, you come home drunk. You
Okay.
got outside drunk. Let me hear this scenario. You come home drunk, and what would you like her to do because you're drunk?
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy you asked that. I'm so happy.
No, I would like to know. I would
Okay,
like,
I come home drunk. I'm happy. Okay. I came home. My baby girl, she's taking care of me. Babe, you okay? She making sure I don't hit my head, bust my head,
oh,
get paralyzed because I cracked my neck into the floor. She gonna be like, babe, you okay? And they say I'm throwing up. I might be throwing up, but she's taking care of me. She got a bucket for me. So I don't throw up in the bed. She's taking care of me. I would do the same for her. If my baby girl got sick, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I got drunk that day. Okay, I got drunk. But I'm not saying I'm a drunk person, but I'm just saying I got drunk. I'm gonna be the same for my baby girl too. I'm gonna be like, babe, you need some? I got you. I'm gonna make that chicken noodle soup with soda on the side.
listen. If this is every day, if this is your every weekend, fall, fall on that ground. Because if this is how you're gonna be, that you're not riding that in for me. I need to be asleep. And you coming home drunk all the time? No. If it's your birthday, if it's, an outing that we did together, that's fine. You want to be hungover, you want to be drunk, I got you, babe. But if this is you seguido así, nah, I don't need it.
No, I
No, 'cause
love.
you're interfering with what I got going on. Because what about my boundaries? And what about my rules? That's the thing. You're not ready. You're not ready.
Wait. Can I say something?
What? What?
So I meant to get a little specific about it was an outing. It was like a little, celebration. So she took care of me. I ain't trying to get drunk. Like that's a big like
Hold on. You said three. Okay, you already said three. You have one more. What was the other rule?
okay, so the you gotta have a person of faith somehow.
Sure. You gotta believe in something, right?
Yeah. Now for me, I'm gonna be real. I've dated girls that are atheists, and I very interesting because when a woman's atheist, in my opinion, their mind is actually more open-minded than most people that are into their own religion
Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
because they're willing to learn whether they don't feel it or believe it.
Yeah.
They won't feel like, oh, this is kind of weird. They're like, oh, okay, I mean, I never knew that. Tell me more. So I kind of like that, but definitely with faith is a big one. Like if a girl, for me, what's a big turn on? If I see my woman praying, she
Oh,
doing her thing.
yeah.
Oh, girl, continue doing it. I ain't gonna stop you. Yeah, I'm gonna wait until you finish. I'm gonna come protect you, give you that hug.
For guys too, when you see a guy praying, doing his thing with the Lord, or whatever he serves, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's also a very beautiful thing that you
yeah.
don't see a lot, with men. Well, at least I didn't growing up, and now that I have a husband who is a believer, that's the number one thing that got me to him, is he prayed we on our first date he prayed for a homeless guy, and
Wow.
it was like in like tears, like I'm like, wow, like I've never seen that done before from any man that I was with in my life growing up or anybody that I dated. And so I was like, what the heck? He just literally, he was like, hold on. And he went to this guy and he was praying for this homeless guy. Like he touched him and everything, and from what I know growing up, we didn't acknowledge, and we don't call them homeless anymore. I'm letting everybody know. We call them the friends. They're called friends. It's
Ooh.
yeah, it's not from
Oh,
me. I'm not gonna take the credit. It's from Hugs No Slugs. Her name is Aletta. She is Inglewood Barbie. She's from Chicago and she supports the friends. She serves them every day, all the time. I will send you her Instagram. Okay. But she started it. We call them the friends. So he was like touching on, on the friends, and he was like praying for them, and I'm like, no, like we don't touch them, like you don't know what the germs and all this stuff. But how stupid, like, now I completely changed with that. Anytime that they're the friends, like, hey, how you doing, what's up, like how's your day, like here you go, you need something, here's, I have an extra bar for you. I always pack two things, two bottles, two whatever, so that if I see any of the friends, they can eat with me too. So I mean, that was the number one thing that made me fall in love with my husband, is that he um was very you said that I'm a good listener, he's a good listener. So he was like, he's very like aware of the surroundings, and he's always willing to serve people. So I think that's a beautiful thing that I like to see in men. Because I do a lot of this with women. I have an organization that we volunteer a lot in the community. But when men do it, that's beautiful.
wow. No,
Women, we're always serving. That's how we are. It's that motherly instinct. Pero cuando a guy does it, it's a beautiful thing to see. So
I love that. I love that. And I'm gonna go back on that friends thing with the
mhm.
homeless people.
Yeah.
So I was taught in psychology that homeless people don't want money. What they want is a friendship.
Mm.
And this is why he said that. because you see in the news, you got kids, teenager peeing on them, beating them up on the news because people don't see them as people, but they are people.
But they are people.
Yeah.
They are.
And we judge them because the way they look, the way they smell, and we shouldn't. You
Mm,
don't know their story.
yeah.
So for me personally, I never give them money. You know what I do?
Mm.
Hey man, let's go eat something together. Come
Yes,
on.
you do. Yes, you do. And I remember you took one of the friends to eat
Yep.
food. You
Yep.
remember when I called you and you're like, "Oh, I'm at this taco spot. I came to give one of these guys over here. I came to give him some tacos right here ordering." I remember that day.
Yeah.
You're a good man, David.
I try, you know. But look at this. The thing that's so powerful. So in the Jewish faith, we have this principle. It's a famous book. It's called The Ways of the Sadiqim, mean the ways of the righteousness. It's like a bunch of verses in the book of the Bible, and it says that when you donate money to a homeless person or giving charity,
Yeah.
you get like three blessings. But when you actually talk to them and become their friend, it says you get eight blessings from God.
Wow.
So I never forget that. So when I learned that from that, I was like, man, I gotta apply it. So with the homeless person going back with the taco, I made him feel, first of all, he's happy that he has someone to talk to. He feels like, man, this guy actually wants to get to know me. And we're eating together in unison.
Feels important. He feels like a person, like he's part of this world.
Exactly, exactly. And now I'm going to get a little spiritual a little bit. There's
Mm.
a part in the New Testament. It's something I learned too from that same professor who happens to be a pastor. I didn't know that. What he said, one of the things he said is that there's a part, I think it was Matthew, Mark. I can't get but I know the story. The story goes where there's a homeless guy outside begging for gold and silver.
Mm.
And two of the disciples of Jesus come out and he's like, hey, do you guys have any gold or silver? He goes, no, I don't. But what I have is um the good news of Jesus.
Mhm.
And right there in that instant, while the story continues, the guy who was homeless, he was crippled, he couldn't walk, and he was able to walk.
Yeah. Mhm.
So you see that it's teaching you don't money is not going to solve the problem.
Anything really.
It's the friendship.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And I always say that every person has a little, we say in Spanish, chispa de Hashem, de Dios, that it has a piece of, everyone has a piece of God in them,
Mhm.
a spirit, everybody.
Mhm.
So that light, you can either destroy the light or you can create a beautiful light that continues to, light everyone, light the world. You know what I'm saying? There's a positive thing. So I always say this, like, man, if I see somebody, I'd rather talk to them. I'm more of a talker. I want to be there, and maybe something I can say that could really influence that person. Um, because here's the thing: you can give money. Don't get me wrong, you can give money, but there's a saying that I learned really young. Um, in order to teach a person how to be a fisherman,
Mm,
you
that's
gotta
something.
teach you gotta teach him how to fish, right?
Yeah.
But if
Mhm.
you keep giving, you're not really teaching him
Mhm.
how to,
Very.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, how to fend for themselves, for sure.
So I started to change my process now, my thinking. I gotta look out for. I like that word. I'm gonna start using that now. My friends.
They're your friends, man. I mean, no, I'm gonna tag you on her stuff so you can see.
Okay,
Maybe get her on the podcast.
I'll be dope. I'll be done. I already like her story so far. So you already got me with the right hook.
Amazing. She's inspiring, man. She's out here in the south side of Chicago, but I'm sure you get her on, she can tell you more of her story. But she's out here, man, she's out here serving them
Wow,
every single day at night. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yep. It's a lot, but it's really good. I'll tag you on some of her stuff.
Please, girl, please.
Oh,
I think we need more young people to get out and to get out their comfort zone. That's a big one. Stepping
yeah.
out of your comfort zone.
Mhm.
One thing too, Clarybelle, I'm gonna actually share. Well, I forgot to mention. I think it's beautiful going back to my idea of what I see in a woman and what I want, right?
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful. The one thing I have to add, if I see a woman that reads the scripture some sort,
Yeah.
it is beautiful, I think.
Mm. Okay.
Because and also if we read together,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like you learn more if you share your ideas with your partner.
For sure.
Because there's might be things
And
you
and your prayers.
yeah, yeah,
Very, very important. Because your prayers, you're more vulnerable in that
yeah.
state. When you're in the presence of God, you're more vulnerable, right? So how beautiful it is to have a partner that can see that with you, can see that with you, can pray that with you, can cry that with you. So that's really important too, for sure.
Yeah. Like one thing I like, I don't know if I told you this. I told your mom a couple times. So
Mhm.
you know how because I had your mom actually, you're not gonna believe I had her 3 times on the podcast. I couldn't help it.
I only remember once.
Yeah, no, for real.
I remember twice.
Yeah, so I had to I keep bringing her back. She's just too good. So I'll be like,
That fun. She really is, man.
yeah,
Shout out to my mom. She's the best.
she's amazing,
Your
amazing.
mom is the best too. I miss your mom so much.
Thank you, girl.
I gotta go see her.
Yeah, yeah, she's still living in the same spot. You just gotta make that U-turn. She'll be right there. You know what I'm saying?
She's still there living with who's living with her?
She right now, you know what? She got remarried. I didn't tell you this.
Your mom got remarried?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's podcast day.
Oh yeah, that's another episode. I can't share too much because
So we can't share too much. We gotta talk about
yeah, TMZ beef watching it. You know what I'm saying? But for sure, girl. One thing that I really like in the Jewish faith,
hmm.
you probably know this term is called la parasha, the parsha.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So everybody in the world, in the no matter your background, if you follow the Jewish roots and the faith,
Hmm.
you read 4 to 5 chapters a week, which is called a parsha. In Hebrew, in English, is a portion of the Torah, which is the Old Testament. You read it, and the beautiful part is you read it together, right? At home when your free time.
Huh?
When you get to service, the rabbi, the sermon is not about like when you usually go to church, the pastor that shares a bunch of verses and whatever story he shares has nothing to do with what you read that week. It's just all he prepared, right? But it ain't nothing what I was taught or learned. It's just random stuff. He put it together. There you go. We end service. But in the Jewish faith, you have the rabbi who read that same homework assignment, the parsha, the portion of the of that scripture, and shares what you read that week with your soulmate or your partner.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So when you hear it, you're like, honey, remember we were just talking about that in verse 7? We were just discussing that. And the rabbi shares his sermon. And at the end of the service, when we're eating all together, because we on Shabbat, on Saturday, Friday, and Saturday, we don't use any currency. We can't touch money. So the food It's free for the public, for whoever wants to come in. It's free for everyone. So while we're eating, we have like a discussion of what we read in the
Mhm.
entire meal, what we read.
Wow. That's
So
amazing.
you know what I'm saying? And I like that because it makes it a nice cohesive group. We're all on the same page. We all read it and we're all growing together at the same time. Here's the best part. You ready? By the end of the year, you finish the entire Torah, which is the 5 books of Moses. And we have a celebration in the whole world, not only in Chicago, Vegas, but
Everybody.
everybody, because they actually finished the entire Torah.
Wow.
So it's more organized. I think doing that way, you're more um I I feel like you're ready to you're like, damn, babe, we finished the whole thing.
I love it.
We go to the next. What's next, babe?
Gonna have to get Ruben on here one of these days. He loves talking about this stuff.
Oh.
He's not Jewish, but man, he knows a lot of the Jewish religion, and he respects a lot of it too. So,
Yeah.
um, have you dated a Jewish girl?
I did back in high school. I dated one Jewish girl. She
But
was
you weren't
ortho.
Jewish at the time.
Well, here's the thing. I was still learning. I was like 13. I was still going to the synagogue. I was still like discovering myself, learning. She was very like hardcore, like she was in it. I would say she was like my first crush. If I were to break it down in high school, you know what I'm saying? But I got to reconnect with her like when I was man, I just literally I think graduated from college. I got connected to her. But she was so different. She wasn't the same how I used to know her. So I was like, ah. But yeah, I've actually I've dated a few, but that one was like the only one that I felt like okay, that was dope. But um yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know if the answer, but yeah, I haven't done a lot. Like I haven't dated a lot of Jewish girls. I'll be honest. They be hiding sometimes, like they don't have signal or Wi-Fi, But but one thing I could say, my fans out there, those who don't know, Clarybelle and I, we go way back to the point where her Pastor Arturo, the coolest Cuban guy I've ever known,
Yeah.
he and one of my old teachers who also inspired me in the Jewish faith, Medina. You know Medina too.
I cannot believe you know him.
Yeah, Medina. This is interesting. So Medina is a Mexican guy.
My After Pastor Arturo, because he left to Florida. Pastor Arturo left to Florida. So then after Pastor Arturo, then Pastor Medina came to our church.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna share a story with you now that you know
About
Medina.
Pastor Medina? Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know you knew him.
So Medina, he started as like Catholic at one point growing up, and then Christian, and then he went to Messianic, which is
Messianic Jew.
Jews for Jesus, basically. And he taught me a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie.
He's a really smart man, right? He's really into the word.
He knows the stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, for an old dude, he look real fresh. I think he's one of the best looking dude for his
Yeah,
age.
he really is fresh with his suit and his shoes.
Yeah,
He is.
he got that smooth beard. You know what I'm saying? He
Yup,
be looking good.
yup.
So he was definitely one of my first teachers that I've learned a lot from. Um, and when I was with him, I didn't believe in Jesus, but I did learn a lot from him, and I never forget it. I'm very grateful. Um, we used to do the Shabbat in my house, right? You're not gonna believe this, Gary Bill. Well, my fans out there, the Shabbat is like the Sabbath. We had about 40 people show up to my mom's house where you've been to 40 people doing the Shabbat. We had Carmen, we had Alejandro.
Oh my God, rest in peace.
It was so big, like we will make noises.
Like Sandy and like her family.
Yeah, Sandy, Israel. It was big.
That's so
And Yeah, I got pictures. I'm gonna share it to you. I got pictures, and Medina being there helped those who didn't understand
Yeah.
about the wine, the bread in Hebrew. He would break it down and in Spanish.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, he was very one thing I can remember, I'm gonna share something real quick. So there's a famous Jewish store. I recommend anybody who loves books. It's called Judaica. They probably changed the name now, but it's still in Devon. And actually, wait, I take it back. I don't think that store is there anymore. I do remember they moved it to Tui, and I don't know if it's Western, but Tui and somewhere I forgot. Cicero, there you go. Cicero and Tui. And the thing is crazy is that me and Medina, we went there one time. He's like, I'm gonna get you a book. I want you to read it. We go in there, and everybody who worked there in that Jewish bookstore, they all said hi to him. They're like, "Oh, shalom aleichem," like they're really high. But when I came in, ain't nobody said hi to me. I'll be real with you, ain't nobody say hi.
Who's this?
They thought I probably the plumber, some guy trying to fix the water. See, I was dressed up like this. I'm be real. My boy Medina, he had like his button down shirt, got his keeper. He was looking fresh.
That is true. What do they call it? What do they call those things?
Keeper.
Okay.
We say
Yeah.
what my European Jewish brothers they say or sisters they say yarmulke, but we like saying keeper.
That's what I've heard. Yamako.
Yeah, we like saying keeper. It's gangster like that, so we say keeper. Interesting fact about keeper because you did say that. So when I was young and I was getting bullied in high school, my rabbi would tell me to not wear the keeper. And I said, Rabbi, I feel bad if I don't wear it. He goes, well, in your situation, you're always getting in fights, and people are fighting you because
Was
of
it
you.
your keeper? They would bully you because of the keeper?
No, 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 no. So I had my sideburns real long, like
Okay.
real long. They were up to here, and what's it called? People knew, and I always told them, I'm Jewish, right? So the rabbi would tell me, this is a different rabbi, right? He would say, Dave, I'm going to teach you something. I said, what's up, man? Because I'm beginning so many fights. Like, this is crazy.
Right.
He goes, the kippah is a rabbinical law, not a biblical law. I said, okay, explain to me more. So back in the days, the rabbis got together in the olden days and came up with customs that were for the Jewish community to kind of isolate ourselves or be different from the nation.
Okay.
One of the biggest thing is we will wear the kippah, and the symbol is that the kippah represent that I'm a servant to God, that
Okay.
I'm below Him, pretty much to remind me I'm below. And he
Mhm.
was saying that, but it's not in the Bible, so it's not a biblical law,
Oh,
which means it's
okay.
not a mandatory.
It's not meant, so it's not required.
Yeah,
Who wants to wear it, wears it.
exactly. So he said a lot of people are his disciples that work in the bank. He tells them don't wear it because people are going to judge you the right away. They're going to think you're cheap. They're going to think negative things.
Okay.
And then think about it. If you go to the bank and you see a Jewish person wearing a kippah and you see somebody else who's not, you're going to go to the one who's not because you right away think he's not going to try to rip me off for my money, which is bad.
That's
So,
bad. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't,
Yeah.
treat people different because of their traditions, right?
Yeah.
But it was very interesting concept I've never heard of, and I really like that. So that's something I wanted to share with you because you brought up Keepa. So I hope that that was new for you. You know what I'm saying?
It was. I don't know much about the Jewish culture, but I mean, Pastor Medina was, our pastor for I think 2 years before we left and we moved on. My parents now pastor, but yeah, Pastor Medina did teach us a little bit about the Messianic Jew background, and we got to learn it, which was very beautiful because a lot of the things I respect and a lot of the things I think as a Christian that we as well do, and that we respect, in honor of God and Jesus. So it was good. I liked it. We were learning like the alphabets and everything, man. Like he was throwing it down. Some of the words too. Now, question for you: do you practice the Sabbath or no?
Yeah, so right now I'm gonna be real with you. Since the pandemic,
Vegas. I mean, do you practice the
so
Sabbath?
can I be real? I'm glad you picking my brain. I'm glad. So let me be real. I've been real. I'm gonna be very honest with you. So during the pandemic and before, I was going to synagogue every weekend.
I
Okay,
remember, man.
and I was still doing it here in Vegas.
Oh,
But
there's. Oh my God.
yeah,
Okay,
so when I moved to Vegas, this is a little insight for y'all to know. I actually live in the Jewish community right now.
right now.
Right now.
Also, you're. So you're able to. It's so important to be around, the people that serve the way that you serve, or that honor the way you honor, your religion, because it helps
Exactly.
a
So
lot. So, are you able to connect with these people or no?
yeah. So my rabbi, one of my rabbis back in Chicago, his daughter lives in Vegas, and she has her family, and they always invite me over for Shabbat
Oh, I
for
thought you
dinner.
were over there for a girl.
Oh no, I wish, man. That'd be a
Like, wait,
privilege.
oh, he has a daughter. Oh, you're in Vegas because his daughter. That's what
Well,
I.
no, I was already gonna move, but like the good thing is my rabbi, I'm like his favorite, right? So he contacted his daughter that lives in Vegas. She already have like 3 kids. She has a husband, a great husband, and every time after service, they'll invite me to their house to eat,
Well, that's nice.
and it's so beautiful. Like we'll eat together, we'll pray, we'll read, and I like that because at first I was alone here. I didn't know anybody. So
It's a whole new world for you.
exactly. So there, it's so different. I'm gonna be real. The Jewish people in Vegas have, for me personally, have better manners than the Jewish people in Chicago, and I'm gonna tell you why. One of the
Whoa.
biggest thing you'll notice in the Orthodox community, not all, but most, maybe 80%, the first thing they ask you if you're a new member, they never seen you before. First thing they'll ask you is your mom Jewish? Depending on your answer, if you say no, you're not Jewish. And if you are, you are. Because in the Orthodox world, you're only Jewish. There's two ways. If your mom is Jewish or you were converted, you're Jewish. There's only two ways.
But why they ask about your mom? They don't ask about your dad.
Because your dad don't mean nothing. That for them, it doesn't. They're very into the patriarchal world. So the old school leaders, prophets like Sarah, Rebecca, Raquel, Leah. If you read the scriptures, it does say that they were more wise than the prophets at their times.
Because they were.
Exactly. So we look at the women as like a big deal. So going back to the rabbinical council, the rabbis got together.
Women preaching?
I mean, if you pay attention what they say, look at the best thing I can share with you. Abraham is contemplating whether or not should I marry Hagar because my wife can't have kids, right?
Right.
And Sarah, his first wife, says, "Go marry her and have a baby. Like try to have a kid."
Yeah, with Hagar.
Right. And Abraham is like, "Nah, I can't. I'm with you." He's
Right.
fighting for his girl. So he goes pray, right? Abraham prays. Watch this. Abraham is the father of all nations. He's a big deal to this day. God says, you know what's the first thing God says? Listen to your wife. It doesn't say just take a little bit what she says and just and you just do what you do. Now it said, listen to every word your wife said. That's what it said in scripture.
Right. Women are powerful in the Bible.
They are. So when you see that, you're like, wow. So going back to the Jewish culture, right? The custom, you have to, in order to be Jewish, your mom has to be Jewish, right? Has to. It's just it goes through that. That's it. Now, the thing that was very interesting in the Jewish world, well, like I was saying, here in Vegas, I've been to different synagogues. Now one person asked me, is your mom Jewish?
Wow. So over here in Chicago, people ask you that a lot?
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of rude because it's like it's not your business, first of all. That's number one. Number two, get to know me first before you ask if my mom's Jewish.
Right. You over here
Right.
asking for my mama.
Yeah. I'm like, don't worry about my mom. She good.
Yeah. Just know she's there and she's
Yeah.
praying for me.
Right. So those are things that I notice. And in New York, I've been in New York a few times, and the Jewish people they act just like that in
Like that
Chicago.
too?
Yeah.
Way. Okay.
Yes.
So you do you feel like you're where you're supposed to be?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna get there. So I talked to my teacher. My teacher, to this day, we keep in contact, and he's like my. He's not a rabbi, but he's like he's almost there. He's like one step before he gets there.
Mhm.
And I told my teacher, look, teacher, I'm gonna be honest. I know in the Orthodox community, I'm not supposed to dance with other women. I'm not. I'm supposed to be I can teach footwork, I can teach a guy, right? I can even like if I have to show him a guy, it's okay, but with a woman you can't because we and I like this custom, don't get me wrong. If I could master it, that'd be dope. But the purpose behind it, what was
Ruben's
you
about
say?
to go, Ruben's about to go Jew.
Oh Sam is they feel like if you touch a woman, especially guys, it's of because it's physical content, they believe you can only touch your wife and your mom. Of course, your mom if you give her a hug, but no one else you can touch. Like not even a hug.
Oh my God, this is true. We actually were at where were we? We were where did we go? I think we went to Croatia
Okay.
and we met a couple that were Jewish. And my husband, we had a good time with them. We laughed, we talked about religion, we talked about prayer. We just had a great time with them. We were gonna leave and Ruben was gonna shake his wife's hand like bye bye, and she held back, and then he politely was like, oh, she can't, and they're super cool that we were able to talk with them, and he did explain that in the Jewish culture and in the religion that the women that are married are not allowed to touch other men, or men are not allowed to touch, which is beautiful.
I love it.
I should add that as a boundary.
so so here's the thing. So I for me, because I know myself when I dance with a woman, I don't
Mhm.
have that problem where I'm thinking lustfully. Like I don't have that. But I told my teacher, look, teacher, I'm gonna be honest. Hashem, God gave me this platform,
Mhm.
these talents of my gifts is to dance. I had it since I was young. For example, in Vegas, cumbia is not really I feel appreciated or known in Vegas.
You dance really good cumbia.
You know it.
We gotta when you come out here, or if I go out there, we gotta dance a cumbia.
I
All right.
appreciate it. so so I told my teacher, look, I'm gonna be real. I I'm bringing cumbia because it's part of my heritage. It's part of my culture. I'm making new trends. I'm making new routines that's never been put out in Vegas. I'm even going to different clubs, making them play cumbia, and they don't want to play cumbia, but I have to pay them so they can play it. And yeah, and I start dancing, and I'm showing people how to do the stepping.
Nice. Okay. Okay. With your Latin roots, bringing it everywhere you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I told my teacher, and I'm like, I know I'm not supposed to touch a woman, like hold her hand, touch her hips, But I told him this is who I am. And my teacher was really real with me. He's like, look, man, I'm not gonna make you change. This is you. I watch your videos. He tells me, I watch all your TikToks. And I honestly, and I do see what are you trying to do. Because I told him this. This is my big thing. Right now, this and I'm gonna put it out to the universe.
Say it.
By after December, I'm gonna become the biggest star in the entertainment, and I'll tell you why. First thing first, I'm the first Latino Jew to ever have a podcast in history. That's number one.
Oh, that's a celebration.
Bam. I'll step. I'll step.
Okay.
Number two, I'm starting new trends, TikToks, right? New challenges that no one's doing. So if you see a TikTok, people usually stick to one thing: workouts or prayer or acting, but one thing.
Yeah.
I'm doing 8 things at the same time. I got a little novella, like
Yeah.
little skits.
Yeah.
I have my stuff rapping. I got my stuff teaching cumbia, bachata, and I'm showing you me having a good time. But you don't know what to expect. Oh, and also teaching martial arts.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. You teach martial arts, dude. You're like me.
Yeah.
We did everything. We were all the hats.
It's true.
So when did you get into that?
So when I was young, I'm gonna be real. When I was young, I my grandfather was a black belt instructor, right?
Mhm.
I mean, actually, yeah, Taekwondo black belt instructor. Then my father got a black belt in Taekwondo and in Kung Fu and then boxing. I was the third generation to continue the legacy.
What? That's amazing.
Yeah, but here's the crazy part. My grandfather, my dad didn't really teach me nothing, and they're supposed to. Technically, if your father or mother has a degree, they can teach their kids. They don't have to sign them up to a dojo or anything and pay money so he can get his new belt. Nah, you got your father or your mother, they can do it in the household, homeschool, and they'll still give you a certificate. I've always wanted that as a kid. I never had that from my father. My father gained weight when I became like 10 or 11. He could still move fast, but he was kind of a little chubby and slower. But I told my pops, can you show me something? Teach me like a technique I can do.
You never did?
He did. And when I did competitions, when I signed up, right, doing martial arts, I always invited my father to come and support me. I always wanted, never came.
I'm sorry, man.
So what I learned,
What'd you
I did
learn?
it for myself.
You did it for yourself because that's what you wanted to do.
Exactly. And when I have my kid, whoever it is, boy, girl, I don't care who, I'm gonna do what my parents and my grandparents never did, and I'm gonna do it for my kid. I'm gonna train them. There you go.
More
My
snap.
exactly, and my kid's gonna know how to defend himself, and I'm
Right.
gonna be so happy that I have this bond what I have for my kid. I'm gonna tell you something. One of my close. I know it's kind of getting late, girl. I know I'm looking. You're looking at time. Let me. You know what I do? I'm gonna wrap it up right now because I know it's late. Let me wrap it up. We'll
Okay.
continue this part two. I'll just invite you next time, part two. Let me
We
just
need, yeah, tell
yeah,
me this last
yeah. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll tell you after. I'll tell you. I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for coming through to the Outlet to Reality. The hold is podcast in Vegas and Chicago every Tuesday.
one.
Don't
Yeah.
forget, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching ching. Y'all know where to find me. I'm on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, The Outlet to Reality. My TikTok is at Yaakov28. And my Snapchat is Take One Pass It. Y'all know where to find me. And Clarybelle, where can my fans find you?
Yes, you can find me at Clarybelle Camacho and Instagram, TikTok, Clarybelle Camacho. I'm there. Come support, see everything that I'm doing. Join the community if you're in from Chicago. Ladies, join me, work out with me. Let's serve the community together and let's keep going.
I love it. Peace.
Peace.